We're here in Selkirk. We just arrived, and it's probably George's coldest walk yet.
Well, they're getting a little coffee and thawing out. I'd like to welcome everyone here to honor Mr. Martello and to hopefully increase awareness of the tremendous, the desperate need for organ transplantation. One of Mr. Martello's aims in doing this walk, I understand, is in support of the National Registry of Donors for organ transplants. He's in a position to know all about the direness of the need because he himself is fortunately a successful liver transplant patient. And obviously it's a pretty prime condition considering that he's walking 12,000 miles, visiting 500 cities, and all in all doing a wonderful job for a very, very worthy cause. I'd like to welcome him on behalf of the Mayor and Council, the people of Selkirk, and in fact on behalf of all of you who are going to benefit from the work that you've done, Mr. Marcello. And we have a proclamation signed by the Mayor that I'd like to give to you.
Thank you very much. Trying to get my mouth to work a little bit. I guess the Deputy Mayor explained it quite well. What we're trying to do is promote a very positive spirit. We want to leave people with a good feeling. And we want them to try and understand this as much as possible about organ and tissue donations. And try and increase and raise the level from Canada being the lowest to Canada. Let's shoot for the highest, you know. We enjoy high standards in all other areas in Canada. Let's shoot in becoming the highest in this area. I think when we look at what other countries are doing that are having very high rates of organ and tissue donations in their country, in their respective countries, what our country didn't do was embrace the spirit of organ transplantation as a country. Our government hasn't made it a priority like other governments have in their countries, and that's why countries such as Spain are doing real well in their rate of organ donations. People that are going on the waiting list in Spain have about a 70% chance of surviving there. Or getting an organ, I'm sorry. And then, of course, transplantation is a cure. A lot of Canadians don't know that either. There was this thing about just getting a small extension of your life and then, you know, having the organ rejected. That was 20 years ago. We're living in an age right now where we have a cure available, and it's not only saving people's lives, but it's bringing back people's healthy lives back. They're back to work. They're in top shape, and you know, I'm one of the crazier ones, I guess, to walk across the country. But not every recipient has to show that you know that it works by doing what I do it, because they're really enjoying a good life, you know. So what we're trying to do is get this message out to every Canadian right across Canada. And we're also trying to encourage and inspire the 3 levels of government. They haven't done enough. You know, I've constantly been trying to point out to every politician how urgent it is for government to be more active in this area. And one of the things that the Deputy Mayor mentioned was a registry. We're one of the few countries that don't have a registry. And right now, as it stands, as we're encouraging people to sign their donor cards, because we don't have a registry, we're losing a lot of organs, a lot of good organs that could become available. And we also have a system here in Canada that we have to approach the family to make the final decision. press conference, fell in my arms crying, saying that she lost her daughter 6 months prior to that, and her daughter's wish was to donate her organs. And when they were asked at that moment after she tragically died in a car accident, she said not to touch the body. And then afterwards, just was so regretful of doing that. And it wasn't her fault. It's because we have a system of approaching the family at the worst time possible. Why do we still have this system? We need to make that decision legal binding when we're in our right state of mind and have that registered. And it's also a question of basic rights and freedoms. A lot of people would like to know that their organs are going to get donated because that's a very precious thing that they're doing and a very precious gift and a very precious wish. So what I'm also doing is I'm trying to broaden the 3 levels of government and encourage them to get out of the prehistoric system that we have and enter the new millennium with a new system. One that's been working in other countries, and we're just so far behind. So I've had a lot of considerable success so far. We reached Premier Harris when I did the Ontario walk, and he created the Premier's Advisory Board on organ and tissue donations, and nominated Don Cherry as an honorary chairperson. We needed a loud one. And, you know, they're taking the right steps into addressing the problem. So we're planning to do that in each province, going from province to province, trying to wake up the provincial government and trying to ultimately wake up the federal government so that we can get federal government to respond to this and make this a priority, make them understand that there's nothing more important than life, and especially when lives could be saved from organs that were wished to be donated. We need our government to take a lot of action. Now, the other thing, we're not sponsored by any big corporations, and we're relying solely on the community to help out and keep this walk alive. Today is day 227 of a 527-day walk. And I've gone through 125 cities and towns so far, and I've been working with a zero budget. And, you know, we don't have the luxuries to do a lot of things that, you know, could help us along. We do all the work on the road, the scheduling, the advanced work, the activities, everything that's done on the road. And we're always hoping that we have enough funds to get to the next road. I actually lost 5 road crews since I began because of this, because I didn't have funds. So, you know, we need to keep putting the word out about this. And I was very fortunate enough to run into my present road crew. I met Travis, who's holding the torch here, in Thunder Bay when, you know, I arrived there just before Christmas, and the road crew I had wanted to go home for Christmas, and when they got home, they just lost the focus to come back. So I ran into Travis in Thunder Bay, and Christmas, and the road crew I had wanted to go home for Christmas, and when they got home, they just lost the focus to come back. So I ran into Travis in Thunder Bay, fortunate enough to pick up two high school graduate students, Miranda to my right, and Brandon doing the camera work over there. And we actually drafted them right at the Fort Francis High School. And they're on board with us too, and they're also determined to stay on the rest of the year. And this is just an excellent example for youth initiative. You know. So I want to really thank Krista Morum for doing all the coordinating and organizing, and you know, we look to people like Krista in each community to make it possible, because otherwise we're just a bunch of guys passing through a community. We need, you know, we need people like Krista to make it happen. And thank you very much, Krista. So with no further ado, I want to thank everybody else for coming out here. And I'm going to pass the mic over to my road crew, who have a few good words that they're going to say to you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brenda Avis. I'm from Fort Francis, Ontario, and you guys are awesome. Like, this is such a nice turnout for us. It's just excellent. And I first off like to thank the little gas station next to the subway. Petro Gas, I think, they donated an awesome pair of mitts for Jordan, because he was had these gloves, and I have no idea how he did it. But these guys donated them. These huge cowhide gloves are excellent. Anyway, I just want to mention that. This may not be the biggest well-known thing going on, but me, Travis, and Brandon are very dedicated to help this turn around so it snowballs and every Canadian finds out about this. And the three of us left our jobs, our families, and our friends to help Jordan because we believed in what he did. And we believe in everything he's about, and we just think it's an awesome organization and everything. And you guys can help us so much by going home and telling 5 or 10 of your friends about this, and like that it needs to be like your. I had it written down. We need donations, we need help, and without that, the walk is going to fizzle, and half the country's not going to be aware of the problem with organ donations. And if any of your sons or daughters or your moms and dad need an organ transplant, you'd be right there, like, helping them out. And there's people around the country just like you in that exact situation. And I think, like, everybody's just got to, like, help out with this, because I really do think it's something that needs to be addressed in our country. That's it. Okay, I think that's all. Time for some hot chocolate or something?
I'd just like to have one more speaker, Judy McKinnon from the Interlake Regional Health Authority. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you. First, I wanted to give a big thank you to George for what he's doing, and I thought I would offer just a few words of support. I work in health promotion for the Regional Health Authority, and when Krista first mentioned what George is doing and the event today, two things came to mind. One from working in health promotion, and another from a more personal perspective. And so I wanted to share both of those things. I think the support that George received gave him not only the ability to recover, but also the inspiration and strength to reach a high level of wellness, where he's been able to set a goal for himself and to help others, to reach out and help others. Both the social support and the social involvement of helping others are such key ingredients to health promotion. And I think probably when George set his goal for the Canada 500 walk, I have no doubt that this in itself focused and energized him, enabling him to do all this work. And probably this increased physical activity gave George much energy, as it does. Do you think so? Yes. On a more personal note, a young member of my extended family recently experienced liver transplants. It's important for me that she knows that we are pulling for her. And I know that her situation raised for me the importance of signing the donor card. And in the last year, I've done that. So I believe George's experience and his recovery will not only raise awareness to help others make this decision, but will also give people who are recovering from a transplant or other condition hope. And for this gift of hope and for your commitment, your support, I want to thank you very much. You have our admiration and our appreciation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The only thing that I'd like to say to add is the little message that is on the button that you're probably all aware of, or if not, we'll pick up on the way up. And I think that's tremendously important when it has bearing on the timing of the decisions that people have to make, and perhaps they need to be reminded again and again that heaven knows that you don't need your organs. And it's purely a bodily thing. And I think that especially at the moment or at the time of death, that people have understandably a terribly difficult time making that distinction. So I think that's perhaps one of the most important parts of this message. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to thank the Gordon Coward Senior Center for letting us use the room today. And I'd like to thank the RCMP for squirting